3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's open this thing up and see what we got going on here. This thing's giving me a code already, so let's look in here and see what's going on. Of course, when I take the door off, it's going to reset everything. I'll look back in here again before I take the door completely off and read the code and see what it is, and then we'll have a better understanding when we do take the door off what we got to do. Okay. All right. Well, it's giving me a code, 6 blinks and 2 blinks also, which is the pressure switch open and the ground not hooked up good or bad. So let's start with the ground first. Turn the power off and look in here and see. I'm not a big fan of that last wire nut I checked on there. This round, it's got grips on it, but it's awful hard to get a good tight fit connection on it. So let's put a wing wire nut on it. We'll change one of the ground wire here too, and just make sure that's not a problem. This furnace is 15, 16 years old, looks like. I'll find out here in a few minutes when I get that far. I was trying to grab that wire nut before it fell, but didn't make it. Ain't no big deal. I'll probably drop the other one down there too. You know how he is, Murphy and his laws. I'll keep that one in my bag just as emergency one if I can't have a wing one. Just to make sure I have one that'll fit wires just like this and furnace wire up. Okay. I'm not sure if that got it or not, but we're going to fire it back up here in just a quick minute to see. Just want to pull some wires off here to find my jumper wire here. Let's go get the test gauge set up down here before we turn it on. I did talk to the owner a while ago when I first got here, and he said he's never had any trouble at all with this unit, and so he was kind of shocked, but I said, well, you know, it he told me how old it was. I think he said it was put in 16. So, you know, that makes it 14 years old. And that's, in our world, that's not old, but it's getting there. So I'll make sure that's set right. All right, that's good, good. All right, let's turn it on and see what it throws up there. I'm gonna check the filter here real quick. See what it looks like while it's firing up. Yeah, we'll go ahead and change it while we're here today. I said they want me to change it. All right, so far so good. Everything's closed, everything should be coming on here. We'll let it run through a cycle here and then we'll Alright, so the blower's running at 800 RPM, which is where it should be on low fire. We'll wait here a minute, make sure it fires on high fire and the pressure switch closes right. The filter was dirty. I mean, it wasn't dirty. I've seen a lot worse. But here again, that's a good filter. This filter will last 6 months, a year. In my house, I have the same thing. Mine could last anywhere from a year to 18 months. So, you know, they do last. It depends on lots of reasons. You know, how much debris falls back down through the ducts into the system gets sucked in here with the air. And that depends on what kind of flooring you have a lot of times. Hardwood compared to carpet, tiles compared to carpet. What kind of activities you have in your house. You've got kids running in and out, small kids, bigger kids, pets, long hair pets, short hair. Do they shed a lot? There's many factors. That's why floors get dirty faster. But normally these are good for you know, a year. I will ask them when the last time they changed it was. When I go upstairs and talk to them, and see what they say. I have one on my truck. I'm going to go ahead and change it, and we'll get it taken care of here. And I'm not seeing anything else wrong yet, so we're just going to let it run and come back in a few minutes and see what's happening with it. Okay, so the air coder on here was throwing a bad ground or a reverse polarity. So I checked the grounds. I put a couple of new wire nuts on here. I wasn't a big fan of the round ones that's got the rib on it to tighten down. I like the wing. They're easier for me to tighten down. So that code has gone away. Of course, you know, when you power these things down, power them up, you lose all the codes. But the other code it was saying was a pressure switch problem. So I start with the manometer on here to start with. It's running good. I'm happy with what it's pulling right now. We're going to let it run, see if it fires off on high, and make sure it does, and see what the pressure does then. There's always a possibility, depending on the direction of the house, the direction of the wind, the slope, where the exhaust pipe goes out. This being a 90% furnace, I walked around the house a while ago looking before I came back down here and saw that the vent pipes go out the roof. But there's a lot of heavy trees back there. But we have had some serious wind lately. Positive pressure on this exhaust pipe will prevent this switch from closing right here. I've seen that a lot in the past. The solution is that we climb up the roof and put a gooseneck on it, turn it down. I would want to count all the elbows in the pipe before we do that. To make sure we're not putting too many in there. So I mean, I'm gonna let it run here and see what happens. And I'll ask her to keep an eye on it. If it does again, trips out again, to kind of remember before she calls me if it's been real windy, or I'll know if it's real windy when she calls me. But calls me immediately, and as soon as she knows it's not running, so we can do some research to it. The wiring is, I'm pretty sure we got it done. If we didn't, it will show back up again like everything else does. We're gonna let it run here and see what fires up on high fire though, and see what it does. And then figure out what the next step is with this thing. Okay, so the homeowner told me it's been probably 2 years or more since the filter's been changed on here, and that didn't surprise me as much, but you know, it did surprise me it's lasted that long. I just give credit to the homeowner, the housekeeper, whoever does the house cleaning here, doing a good job on it. And then I recommend the husband a little bit for not doing a better job on the maintenance on the furnace, and told him to do a better job with it. So let's go ahead and date this thing. I also like to date it on the outside. Just to make it easier. Nobody's ever done that here, so I'll just start. So that makes it easier for everybody, the homeowner and next service tech come out here. You know, if the next service person doesn't change the date or add the date to it, then bad on him. It also allows the homeowner to see when the last time it was checked and serviced or replaced was. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together on here and turn it back on. Okay, so we're just going to put this last door on here. I did notice when I was looking inside here that this is called the vestibule area here. Some leaves. So I'm going to, it's got me thinking if something is, a bird or something's got down and trying to make a nest, or a squirrel, that needs to be taken care of. So I'm going to recommend her to have a roofer come out here and check this vent pipe out all the way down through it. If he needs me to, I can meet him back out here. I do have some stuff we can run up through it. I don't go on roofs anymore. I can give it to him, let him use it, and we can see what comes out maybe if there's a question about it. But he can look down inside that pipe up there to start with and see, and we can talk. Other than that, I don't see anything else wrong with this thing, so we're going to close it up. We'll see you on the next one. Y'all have a great day, and remember, A&K Service, Heating and Cooling, 770-475-0628.
All right. Thank y'all kindly for watching. Give that thumbs up a smack, and we'll see y'all on the next video.